as you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to talk about my 18 and pregnant story, how I found out I was pregnant. I'll start off by, before I was pregnant, I did take birth control pills, but I'm a very forgetful person, so I'd forget to take the pill every single day at a certain time, which caused my period to become irregular. So I stopped taking them, and I never really tracked my period either, which I should have, but I didn't. It was around it was around December when I started to realize, like, oh, I don't think I've got my period this month or last month, which was so irregular. So I didn't really know when I didn't track it, like I said, so I didn't really know when it came or not. And I asked my boyfriend, I was like, do you know if I got my period last month or this month? He was like, I don't know, I don't think so. And then I was like, yeah, I think I should get a pregnancy test because I don't think I've gotten it. And so he agreed. So we went to CVS that night, and I waited to take it in the morning because they're saying the first morning pee is the most accurate. So I waited until the morning, and that night I could not sleep at all because I was just thinking about it, like, oh my god, I think I am pregnant because I don't think I've gotten my period and this and that. So I woke up early in the morning, I went to the bathroom, I peed on the test, and I just stared at it. And in less than a minute, 2 solid bright lines popped on the thing. It was positive. I was just in shock. I was like, what? This is crazy. Because I've had like pregnancy scares before. Like, I'd take a test here and there and it'd come up negative. But the fact that this one came out positive was just really shocking. And I was just like, what? And I guess I did have pregnancy like symptoms. Like, my breasts were getting bigger and I'd have a lot of headaches, but I didn't really think much of it. Like, if my boobs were growing, I wouldn't be worried about it, like complain about it. So it was just, I didn't really think like, oh, pregnancy popped in my brain. Like, that was the last thing on my mind. And so it took me 2 days to tell my boyfriend. I didn't tell him right away. I was just too scared to tell him. I didn't tell him right away. And I told him, and his reaction was that, oh, you should get an abortion because we're young. We graduated from high school, but we just started college. You know, like, our life is just beginning, this and that. I'm like, I agree with you, but, you know, I think I couldn't just get an abortion. Like, it's not something I would do. And if my mom would find out that I got an abortion, she'd kill me. Like, my whole family would. They're so against it. But anyways, he was like, you need an abortion. I was just like, no. And he was like, can you at least think about it? I'm like, I was like, yeah. I told him I'd think about it, but I really, like, I knew, like, my mind was set that I was keeping the baby. And then it took him a couple of days to get on board, but he got on board. He was like, all right, fine, well, we'll do this. It's gonna be very hard, but I'll be here for you, and this and that. And I was like, well, at least I'm not alone in this and that. A couple of days after taking the pregnancy test, we went to Planned Parenthood, and made me pee in the cup, and they were like, yeah, you're pregnant, and then here are your options. And then they were like, just take time to think about it and call us back or whatnot. And I was like, after going to the Planned Parenthood, I made an appointment to an OBGYN. I went there by myself. My boyfriend didn't come. He was just a little scaredy cat to go with me, which I'm mad at him about, but it's okay, whatever. I went in, they made me pee in the cup. I peed in the cup, and they're like, yeah, you're pregnant. So it was my confirmation. And then they did a vaginal ultrasound, and I was looking at the screen, and then I see the baby, and I'm like, oh my lord, it's so big. Like, the baby is so big. And then he was like, yeah, the baby is huge. And then he started measuring everything. He was like, yeah, you're 12 weeks. I'm like, 12 weeks? That's 3 months. I've been pregnant for 3 months. And he's like, yeah, you're 12 weeks in a couple of days. I was just like, what? Like, I was in complete shock too. I was like, this is crazy. I went by myself to the appointment. I didn't bring anybody. I didn't tell anybody at all when I found out. The only person I knew at that time was just my boyfriend, and when I found out I was pregnant, it was hard to keep it in. I got the ultrasound. I got the ultrasound done. After the appointment, I told my boyfriend, I was like, yeah, I'm 12 weeks pregnant. He was like, what? You're 12 weeks? You've been pregnant for 3 months and you didn't realize it? I'm like, no, like, because I did not have any symptoms. I didn't throw up. I didn't have, like, I don't know, it was just so smooth the first 3 months that I didn't really, like, think, like, oh, I might be pregnant. That was basically of how I found out I was pregnant. If you want me to make any other videos, just let me know and I'll do it. But thank you. Bye.